Our next guest tonight is a senior and an RA at Zom House. And while, of course, Zahm is known for a number of fun events and the many traditions, residents of Zahm also pride themselves on being men of faith. And one group in particular is helping Zahm residents in their spiritual growth. Here to tell us more about that is Matt Schaefer. Matt, welcome to Notre Dame Day. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Pete.
I want to start with something called Zom Militant. What is that, and how did it get its name?
So Zom Militant is it's offered weekly. It's where residents of Zahm are invited to go to Mass in the dorm that night, and then it's followed up with discussion and beer bread. Discussion about just becoming young men of faith and developing in that spirit. And the name comes from something that was written about Father Zahm. After he died, they talked about his militancy in his faith. So it's kind of this sense of excitement and zeal for one's faith. So we try to bring that to Zom Militant.
Very interesting. Now, how long has this group been meeting, and can you tell us, how did you get involved specifically?
So this is Zom Militant's 5th year. And it was started by some friends of mine that were juniors and seniors then when I was a freshman. And like I said, it's offered to everyone in the dorm. So I just started going when I could, freshman and sophomore year, and then was invited to be on the kind of leadership team for it this year.
So when and where do you guys meet typically?
So it's always Wednesday nights in Zahm, like the 10 p.m. dorm mass, and then whichever priest that lives in the dorm is presiding at mass, we then go to his room for discussion and beer bread. That's
one of the cool things about Notre Dame. And you've mentioned beer bread twice now, and I understand that that's a homemade bread and actually a very central part of your meetings. You got to explain a little more of this to me.
Yeah, sure. So so that was started, I think, kind of the second year of Zom Militant. Father Jim, who used to live in the dorm, would make the beer bread homemade. And then he was leaving to go work at University of Portland, and so he taught a few of the guys in the dorm to make it, and now we kind of pass down the recipe. So it's always one of the guys involved with Militant making the bread for each week.
Is it top secret, or can you share the recipe? Give us a hint of what's in it.
It's a real simple recipe. I mean, it's just like flour, a little bit of sugar, and beer, and then some butter on it.
Very nice. Sounds delicious. Finally, what do you think has been the impact of Zom Militant on yourself and also the many young men that participate in it with you?
Sure. So I think it's a great opportunity for the guys in the dorm to kind of engage in discussion, get to know one another better through their faith life, and also just to kind of engage in meaningful conversation about what's going on in the day, and or get into more depth of their own faith.
There's no doubt about it. Times like that are some of the special things about Notre Dame. Matt, I appreciate you taking some time
Thank you, Pete.
coming in to visit with us. Again, that's Matt Schaefer of Zom Hall.